You guys asked for it, and after hours of agonizing of what goes where, here is my top 10 long-running anime list. Now, this was very difficult to choose, and there are several different criterias and a couple different series I made it in by the skin of its teeth, so let's jump right into it. Coming in at number 10 is Inuyasha. With 167 episodes of the first series and 26 episodes of Final Act, Inuyasha is definitely a series that has earned its keep for what it was. Inuyasha was definitely a fun adventure. I like the kind of episodic feel of it, with at the same time an overall story plot going along, and a lot of the characters is what really made me enjoy the series, and just being able to watch episode after episode of some of these characters and just laugh, like with Miroku and Sango and Inuyasha and Kagome, as well as the love triangles. There's just so much to the series that really just keeps you entertained, and while it's not the best written, it's not the most intriguing thing ever, it is very enjoyable. And if you want a long-running series that you could just sit back and enjoy, I highly recommend Inuyasha, and that's why it came in number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Fairy Tail. With 161 episodes and still going, Fairy Tail is a very enjoyable series. You got Natsu, the main character, along with Lucy, the main character, and it's just a truly magical world. And while it's not to be taken too seriously, because for the most part a lot of Fairy Tail is spoofs and a lot of jokes going on, it does have some of its awesome moments, such as stuff with the Acnologia and just all around epic things that go on. So Fairy Tail mixes a lot of jokes, a lot of comedy, a lot of spoof situations from other shonen anime, as well as its own original ideas, and all around it's just fun and big boobs all over the place. And with characters like Urza Scarlet and Loxus, you cannot deny that Fairy Tail does have something to it. And that's pretty much why Fairy Tail is number 9, because it has its own thing going on, and I think it's enjoyable. It's one of those series that it's a shonen anime with fighting, but you don't have to take it too serious, and you don't have to rack your brain thinking about some of the stuff going on, because it's meant to be just a relaxing series. Coming in at number 8 is Katekyo Hitman Reborn. With 203 episodes, it is currently over, and I gotta say that Hitman Reborn was one of those anime that even the filler in it was very enjoyable, and it almost felt as though it was connected to the main story, because it only had 2 filler arcs. But Katekyo Hitman Reborn, the anime, it was just filled with so many different things. For starters, it starts off with the daily life arc, which is very comedic, and while some people wouldn't enjoy it, I definitely say that it has a lot of heart to it, and it makes you really laugh, and there's a lot of funny moments. But then it starts to get serious. Katekyo Hitman Reborn, in my opinion, was done very well. While light on the blood, I think the animation always stands up for the most part, and it's really fluid, and at the same time the story is just really awesome. Not to mention hilarious with stuff like Reborn making his jokes and all his cosplaying, and really epic fights. And that's definitely why Reborn made my top 10, because I feel as though for 203 episodes it did a solid job in telling a cool story of mafia mixed in its own weird way with jokes, futuristic stuff, and just an exciting adventure. Coming in at number 7 is Bleach. 366 episodes. At the moment it is on hiatus, or some may say over, but Bleach, in my opinion, is one of those series that it was so amazing to look at even from the beginning. When anime still was kind of on the uprise, Bleach really had such a defined and beautiful look to it. And aside from even the awesome animation, Bleach does have some crazy storytelling. The first arc is arguably one of the greatest first arcs in any shonen anime, Soul Society. And just to see the progression of the villains, mostly, because I feel as though in Bleach, the villains is the ones that kind of progress, especially Aizen. And it really just has some epic stuff. For the most part, when you think about Bleach, you think about these awesome battles, these awesome fight scenes. It really adds some mystery to it, especially in the beginning with finding out about Aizen. And while it does have some down parts like the filler, a lot of filler in it that is irrelevant to the story, it still holds up. And in my opinion, Bleach definitely did what it set out to do, and that was tell a pretty kick-ass story. Coming in at number 6 is Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden is definitely one of my favorite stories of all time. The story of Naruto himself coming from a lonely little kid, that just wanted to be accepted, and then to finally see him start progressing throughout the story, constantly changing, thriving, and growing. It's truly something beautiful, and it definitely has so many good things to it, between the jokes in the first series, the crazy action, the awesome suspense. Naruto really has a lot to it. One of its downsides, though, is definitely the large amounts of filler. I mean, from 134 through 220 of the original series is nothing but pure filler, and that's pretty much the downside to it, because the actual story is freaking awesome. I love Naruto. I love all the things that go on on in it, to be honest with you. Even with some of the flaws, it is freaking phenomenal, but I think that the filler is one of the big things that ruin it. Come on, that ostrich stuff in Shippuden, really? But nonetheless, it still is one of my all-time favorite stories, and that's why I made it on my list at number 6, because, you know, you can never get enough of Naruto. For me personally, I will always enjoy Naruto. I will always look back and think of what an awesome series it is, and, you know, to see this guy, this kid, that went from nothing to something. Coming in at number 5 is Rurouni Kenshin. Arguably one of the greatest samurai anime in history. Rurouni Kenshin is just such an awesome combination of action, comedy, and just an amazing story of this guy, Himura Kenshin, also known as Batosai. Coming in at 95 episodes, one of the flaws in Rurouni Kenshin, I gotta say, is that a third of the series is filler as well, which is a big part in a lot of long-running series that a downside to them is that they come with a lot of filler, and unfortunately Rurouni Kenshin would have been a lot higher on my list had it not had that filler, because there's still one arc that never got animated in the actual story, so it feels almost incomplete in a way. But for what it was, especially the second arc, the Makoto Shishio arc, it was just phenomenal. Some of the best action scenes you will ever see, some of the greatest storytelling in any shonen anime, and Himura Kenshin himself is just a freaking badass, with at the same time having some cool comedic moments, and just all around a great story. Coming in at number 4, One Piece. I love One Piece. It's no secret. You know, I love One Piece. It's one of my favorites, and I gotta say, for a long-running series, it is put together so beautifully. The storytelling, the animation. One of the downsides to One Piece is definitely the slow pacing. While it has a phenomenal story, a lot of times the story can get kind of slow and, you know, start to drag a little bit here and there, and that's not a big downside, because at the end of the day, when it has its highs, it completely blows everything away. But One Piece, in my opinion, is just, it'll go down in history as the greatest long-running shonen battle anime in history. But at the moment, I gotta say that One Piece is just phenomenal. So many beautifully animated scenes, so many awesome fights, and one of the things that separates One Piece from the other series is that you truly care for these characters and their friendship and their bonds, because it is just something beautifully done. You know, the Straw Hat Pirates all are family, regardless of what, and regardless of the situation, whatever they go through, at the end they come out on top, and they come out still loving each other. So that's why One Piece is definitely up there for me. Coming in at number 3, Detective Conan, aka Case Closed. With 670 episodes and still ongoing, Case Closed, aka Detective Conan, is such an awesome mystery series with Conan Edogawa. It is very episodic, with an overall plot going along, but for the most part, every episode feels episodic with case after case. And for a series with a young protagonist, it has so much gore, so much murder and violence, and at the same time still being an awesome series, and I can never get enough of it. This is one of those series you can sit back and watch 100 episodes in a row and never get bored, because every case has its own style, and, you know, you just really fall into these cases and try to solve them yourself while you're watching it, and that's really what Case Closed truly embodies, this episodic feel with case after case that you can sit back and love and enjoy. Number 2, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. The original series coming in at 153 episodes, and Dragon Ball Z coming in at 291. Dragon Ball, you all know it. You all know the story of Son Goku and everything he's been through, and it's truly up there for me. It'll always be something that, between nostalgia and just the amazing action, definitely one of the greatest action cartoons of all time, period. It really just is up there on my list, and that's of course why it's number 2. Son Goku himself is really one thing that makes me love the series in general, because to me personally, he is one of those characters that you can look back and always just love him for what he was, childlike, but at the same time he wanted to protect his friends and, you know, just have fun. And coming in at number 1 is Yu Yu Hakusho with 112 episodes. This series is truly an example for what a shonen battle anime should be. 112 episodes, no filler, pure action, pure story, pure entertainment. Yusuke Urameshi, being the badass that he is something that really drives the story along. I mean, for crying out loud, episode 1, he freaking dies. And all around, Yu Yu Hakusho, in my opinion, is the closest thing you'll get to a perfect, long-running shonen anime. Over 100 episodes, but still has its story put together for the most part. The biggest downside to it is that the last arc was rushed, but that was due to internal things with the writers and, you know, what was going on at the time. But it really doesn't destroy the story, and I love that at the end, we kind of get a happy ending with Yusuke, and, you know, see him finally get a good moment because he goes through a lot in the series. And there you have it, people. That is my top 10 long-running anime series. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what are your top 10 if you can make a top 10, because I know it's a very difficult challenge to have seen, 10 anime that are 100 episodes plus. But if you've seen, you want to put 5 or whatever, and just what do you think of my list? Do you agree with it? Do you think that maybe there was a series that was weaker than one, should be changed around? Let me know. But that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for all these amazing series, because they have brought hours upon hours of entertainment to me and millions around the world. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.